Good morning. Hello, how are you? It's looking at 10:20 here on a Tuesday morning. Big day of sports last night. Figured we'd go ahead and relaunch the old Daily Craig Sports Show. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate you being here. We're going to try to do this every day. We're not going to go live that terribly long. We're not going to be 2 or 3 hours, but touch on what happened with sports last night, what's coming tonight, and then just kind of share some thoughts and opinions. The chat is open below, so I'd love to get your feedback and your advice and information on what you not only want to see with the channel, but with the show, and then also what you think about in the sports that have been going on. So want to welcome everybody in. So thank you for being here, and we're getting right into it. Last night, there's a Monday Night Football game, which was huge. There was the Game 6 in Philadelphia. The Phillies had a chance to get going and get to this World Series. But then the big news was Game 7 in Houston. And the Rangers absolutely beat the crap out of the Astros to keep it clean, but they beat them badly last night, 11-4. And Garcia basically has been a one-man wrecking crew here for the last few games since he got hit and kind of gotten a little bit of a skirmish with the Astros. But he was the MVP. They basically just took over 3 runs at the top of the inning. They chased the Astros starter, Javier. I mean, went 1/3 of an inning. He threw 44. Where is he? 4 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, one home run. So they jumped on him early, got the lead, and then they kind of did not let off the gas the whole day, which was amazing. I'm not a huge Astros fan. A lot of people are not because of the whole cheating scandal. That's really kind of what I feel like still. I feel like there's still remnants of that. Altuve is an amazing little player. He is a feisty, just an absolute bulldog. He is one that all of the youth players should look up to, without a doubt. He was undersized, just kind of kept fighting, and now he's a pain in the butt on the ball field. He is awesome. He's really, really good. Alvarez is an absolute machine. Bregman, their team is really, really good. So for the Rangers to go in there and win 4 in Houston, it was amazing. They were under 500 for the year at Houston. The Astros were. They were dynamite on the road, which we saw, but they struggled at home for some weird reason. Really kind of one of those oddities. But Scherzer gave him a great start to get it going. Montgomery came in and pitched well. That bullpen pitched really, really well for the Rangers. So Spores came in for 1 2/3. He only let up 1 run. Chapman nothing. Leclerc let up 1 run with a homer. But I mean, at the end of the day, their bullpen only let up 2 runs on. They let up a lot of hits, 8 hits, but they didn't walk many people. They only walked 1. The bullpen only walked 1 person. So a really dynamite shutdown performance by Texas. They move on to the World Series. As we mentioned, Garcia was the MVP. Just an amazing series out of him. But a lot of people are not upset to see the Astros go home. Now the Rangers get a chance to rest, recover. The game 1 of the World Series is going to be Friday, so they have got some time to kind of hang out and recover. The other game, so Bruce Bochy is also 5-0 in Game 7s, which is amazing. So good for him. When they hired him last year, you're like, oh, that's interesting, because he was really good, obviously, with the Giants. So to see him come back kind of out of retirement and take the Rangers to the World Series is really, really impressive. The game before that is really kind of one that was really shocking. D-backs 5, Phillies 1. They actually just took the lead quick. Arizona did. So Nola went 4 1/3, 6 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Just really gruddy performance by the Diamondbacks. And really, if you look at their pitching, Kelly went 5 strong innings, and everybody's seen the video of him all mad in the dugout when they pulled him. But their young bullpen came through and really did a great job, only letting up 3 hits, no walks, basically, for 4 full innings. So 4 full innings of bullpen relief from the Diamondbacks, no walks, only let up 3 hits. They pretty much shut the door there. So really, really dominant performance by Arizona. The runs, Marte had 2 RBIs, Pham, Gurriel, Longoria. How about Tommy Pham? Was pulled and then pinch ran for the last few days, and he comes in today and absolutely he's a game changer. So that was what happened on the diamond last night. So the Rangers are sitting over there waiting for the winner of tonight's game, Game 7. We got Fat versus Suarez. It'll be a really, really interesting game. 8 o'clock is the first pitch. That place will be absolutely insane. It's going to be which bullpen can take it and go, because both of these guys are going to be able to get through a few innings, you would assume. But it's so difficult to bet against that Philadelphia offense at home. They didn't really click last night. The Diamondbacks are just so scrappy. They are just so good when it gets late. They just do not come back. What are they? The answer backs, I think, is what they go by. So that was really, really fascinating to see that game. And that game was kind of like the undercard, really. When it started to go the Diamondbacks' way, it was like, okay, you shift over to Game 7, because Game 7 is the best thing in the world. So that game got over. Now we're focused on tonight. It'll be interesting to see what bullpen continues to have luck. The Phillies' bullpen is just not very good. So I think what the Diamondbacks are thinking is, let's just keep the game alive. Don't get eliminated early. And if they can hold on to the onslaught early, because Philadelphia is going to be fired up, they're going to be coming out of the gates quick. If you can somehow, keep the onslaught at keep the onslaught at a minimum early, then maybe they have a chance to get into that Philadelphia bullpen late and make some moves there. So also on the evening last night was Monday Night Football. The 49ers at the Vikings. The Manning cast was okay. The Aaron Rodgers conversation with those two guys was incredible. Love to hear the three of them talk football, talk X's and O's. Really, really good insight there. One thing that stood out for me was that Aaron Rodgers said when they played against the 49ers, when Bosa was off the field, they had a special package or special plays that they ran. It's really, really interesting here being a Colts fan, because this weekend Myles Garrett just took over the game and just ruined the game for the Colts offense. So is that common for most teams to have a package where their stud defensive back or defensive end, defensive line, when they go out, you basically change everything that they're doing, and run certain plays that were going right at that direction and stuff. So it was really interesting to understand that and learn that from Aaron Rodgers. The Vikings get the win. Kirk Cousins played well enough to win. Brock Purdy did not. He threw a couple bad interceptions there at the end. 378. I heard earlier that Cousins and Mahomes are the only two to throw for 378 against this 49er defense in the last few years. So very, very impressive. Kirk Cousins is just one of those guys where he's just fine, whatever. Dan Patrick is actually going on right now. They were talking, I think one of their poll questions was, is he frustrating? Is he good? Is he elite? Is he just okay? Like, what is Kirk Cousins? He's making a bunch of money. Their offense is not very good. Having Peterson out is really, really hurtful for them. But Madison played really, really well. Addison played amazing. 7 catches, 123 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That was a really, really impressive game by him. So where do the Vikings go from here? Kirk Cousins is their guy. He's obviously, they said they're not going to trade him for the rest of the year. He's a free agent at the end of the year. I would not be surprised if they re-sign him, kind of take that salary down a little bit, maybe draft a younger quarterback. But I think that they really like him there in Minnesota. If you kind of look at the stats, the Vikings had 378 yards of passing. The 49ers only had 260. Total yards, 452 for Minnesota, 325 for San Francisco. So it was a really impressive performance by that offense. It was crazy. Kind of like the Colts' performance against Cleveland. You got this really stout, good defense coming to town, and you kind of have your way with them. So Minnesota finished the job where my Colts did not. So a real interesting game last night. But now Minnesota's 3-4. 49ers are 5-2. They've lost a couple games. Another thing discussed in some other shows, 49ers and Lions, who has kind of lost the polish more? Both were kind of the darlings of the league early, but who, kind of is taking over that, as we move on, because the Lions got absolutely destroyed by Baltimore. So something to think about. Tonight we've got 2 NBA games starting off, the Lakers and the Nuggets. The Nuggets are going to have their ring ceremony, and then we got Suns and Warriors. It sounds like Bradley Beal will not be playing for the Suns, but both of those games will be great ways to kick off the league. That's going to kind of be your go back because the baseball game starts at 8:07. It's on TBS, the last game there, and then everything moves over to Fox. So some good sports going on. The Nuggets are 5.5 points favorites. Warriors are 3.5 point favorites as well. So bet accordingly. But yeah, it's going to be a good game, a good night, a good day of sports. Our Colts will, I think they get back to practice today. They had some interesting comments the last couple of days about the refereeing, the officiating. I am one that has really kind of taken a turn on the NFL for some reason. It's really, really frustrating where not only are there bad calls being made over and over and over, but they're game-changing calls, they're game-deciding calls. And yes, I'm a Colts fan, so those last couple in the end zone are really tough to see, but they totally misplaced the spot in the Pittsburgh game. They didn't miss it by a good yard, like a half a yard. So why do the NFL officials, why are they not full-time? The NBA has that. Major League Baseball has that. I never would have guessed a couple years ago that Major League Baseball would be the most technological advanced league compared to the others because it was so far behind there for a while. And now they've got the replay where it's quick, it's concise, it's always accurate. They're going to have the robo-umps probably in a year or two. So somehow Major League Baseball has understood the technology and really just said, okay, we embrace it and we're going to move forward with it. The NFL has to do this. I don't understand how tough it is for them to get officials to be in the sky or in the skybox or whatever and just have a set of officials that are just watching different player personnel groups. I got the DBs, I've got the line, I've got the quarterback area. And if there's a hold, hit a button. If there's a pass interference, hit a button. I don't understand why that isn't happening. We're expecting these guys to make these calls on the field really, really quick. These are huge athletic men that are out there, fighting the entire time. And it's absolutely the fastest game out there. So why don't you have the sky refs or the people in the sky that are watching every single play? But so we'll see what happens there. The officiating had a terrible weekend. It's going to be a good night of sports. So let me know, comment below who you got in Game 7 tonight. I think the Phillies get the job done, but I would not be surprised if the D-backs do win. But what a crazy game last night where they just kind of hit them in the mouth and just kind of shut them down with their bullpen. The D-backs definitely want to get into the Phillies bullpens. We'll see what happens with that. Phillies want to strike quick and get after it. And then we got the basketball games tonight. So they'll be interesting and fun to watch. It's hard to bet against Steph and the Warriors. It's hard to bet against the Nuggets after their run last year. But we got LeBron and the Lakers coming to town. So let me know, comment below who you think is going to win. Let's all enjoy some sports. Have a great Tuesday. And we'll be back tomorrow to talk about what happened. Take care. See you later.